Okay, so we are going to go ahead and begin today. So we have had a few homework assignments, and before we get into today's lesson, which is going to actually be really good because it's going to take some of the things that we've been talking about and some of the things that we've been examining, and it's going to really bring those things to the forefront as it pertains to us making sure that we are understanding what it is that we're doing, why it is that we're doing it. It's because that laser clear focus and us having that laser clear focus is going to help us to not only be able to reach out to those people that need the services that we provide and the help and the assistance that we provide, but it's also going to help us to be laser clear about how it is that we're going to go about helping them and what that help is going to actually look like. So before we get into, are there any questions at all from anything that we have covered, anything that we have talked about up to this point?
I'm smiling because I almost missed my cue. That's why I jumped in. Yes. Okay. So I had a question about just branding. So I established it years ago, but well, about 2 years. I'm running up on the 2 year mark, but I didn't successfully launch anything. And I mean, I've had mentors, I've got into programs, I've invested over $10,000 in just personal development and well, business development. But I still, walking through this, understanding like who my audience is now and how to get them. I've been having these I wouldn't say a setback because a lot of the stuff I learned before, but it's like with everything that I was doing before, I don't want to abandon it, but because it wasn't structured like with toward the audience and stuff I have it, I wanted to just get like feedback on like, is it okay to just completely rebrand everything because my approach to everything before wasn't clear and all over the place, and I feel like I will have a better emotional and mental state just completely starting from scratch.
Yeah. So there are a couple things that you said, but I do want to address from the standpoint of there is nothing wrong with starting over from scratch, and starting over from scratch sometimes actually ends up being the best thing because it takes a lot more to really restructure and kind of redo and rework something that maybe wasn't built right the first time. Kind of the same thing we think the foundation of not a house, but the foundation of a building. Because if you think foundation of a house, okay, got it. Even if it was put together with bad wood, okay, we could place that piece with this piece, or we can take this part apart, and it's not that big of a deal with a house. We're not building a house. We're building skyscrapers. We're building something that is built to last, meaning that the foundations need to be deep, the foundations need to be solid, the foundations need to be just as deep, well, as just as deep or deeper than what it is that we're building above the surface because of how high it is that we're looking to build what it is that we're building. Again, and this is no grandiose of ours. This is no, if you will, great feat of ours. But what it is that we're doing and what we're building, is we're building something that's consistent. That's why it's big. It's going to be something that's big. It's going to be something that's large, and it needs to be consistent. And so that's why it takes this level of strategic planning on the outside before it's even started, which is why a lot of times what ends up happening is you end up having people who start and then have to rebrand or have to kind of recalibrate or have to kind of do these other things. It happens. And I've had to do the same thing. I've had to kind of think through because even for me, which is where this passion and zeal came from, is that like for me, I'm like, no, like we shouldn't be creating businesses that target Christians. We should be creating businesses that stand on the values, the principles, the work ethic, how good we are at what it is that we do. Like that's what it is that we're doing and how it is that we're doing it. That's what it should be built off of. Those are the things that it should be built off of. It shouldn't be built off of, oh, well, just buy from me because I'm a Christian and I'm selling it to you because you're a Christian, or just buy from me because I'm black and you need to buy from me because you're black too. Let's like, no, like if the product isn't good, I'm not going to buy the product because the product isn't quality on par with the quality I can get somewhere else. The best product wins. People tell you what wins with their dollars. If they're willing to spend dollars with you, it's because you have a nice product. You have a good product that they're willing to spend their hard-earned money on. If you don't have a good product and you see people, they're not buying my stuff like they used to. They're not coming to me like they used to. What's going on? It's because your product is not hitting. And to use a crude example, but it's an example that works because of the fact that it's real. But like with something like a drug that people can get addicted to, if your drug is better than the person on the next corner or the next block away, better than their drug, guess what? People finna go wherever they need to go to get your drug because you have them fiending for your drug, because that's how good your drug is in comparison to the other drugs that they tried, tested, experimented with, whatever the case may be. Your drug has to be that good. And so again, that's a crude example of proving the point of, again, what does scripture teach? Everything that we do by way of work, we are to work mightily with our whole heart. If, I'm going to tell y'all this, if you are working with your whole heart, guess how good what you're doing is? If you are working with your whole heart at something, guess how good it is? Guess how incomparable you are. You can't compare you to nobody else because you work too hard. You do too much. You're willing to be what you need to be. Now, guess what? You're supposed to be there at your 9 to 5 too. What happens sometimes is because again, and that's why I like this huddle that we're building here, because I'm safe talking to y'all literally with just the Bible, because in the consulting that I do, as a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, like mostly it's like almost like 90% unbelievers. So I'll tell them scriptures, I'll tell them different things, and then sometimes they can understand what I'm saying, sometimes they can't. So it's like I got to give just like only real world examples with them. But I'm gonna tell you this about your 9 to 5. Oftentimes we don't get promoted from our 9 to 5 that we hate because we're not ready for it. So maybe this 9 to 5 is only netting us 25,000 a year, 50,000 a year, 75 a year, whatever the case may be. But we don't want to be there, and we want to get promoted by God out of our 9 to 5 and into entrepreneurship. But then the Lord is saying, but you're not being faithful with what it is that I already gave you. Everybody wants more, but nobody wants to be faithful over the little bit. Everybody wants this. Boom, boom, like all of this, like everything, like all of the dollar signs, the private jets, and all of that type of stuff. Everybody want that, but don't nobody want to be faithful. And that's where we get the whole story wrong. If you're doing this for the money, you're not going to last long. Money is not a motivator. I believe the reason why the Lord blesses me the way that he does is because I don't care a lick about money. I don't care about money at all. I don't.
I was free.
Say it one time. Did someone say something? Or was it an accident? Is it an accident?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. And so the thing about it is we have to be responsible with what it is that God has given us to steward. We have to be responsible with it. So when he gives it to us, we have to be responsible with it. What are the types of things that he gives us? He gives us ideas. He gives us dreams. He gives us visions. He gives us ways in which don't make sense if you try to explain it to somebody else, which is why another point, don't be telling everybody your business. Don't be telling everybody your business. Everybody don't believe. And some people, when they see you believe, they're going to call you crazy for believing. And it's like, but no, like literally the Lord gave it to me. He literally put it in my head. Like, I can't shake it. I try to shake it. I can't shake it. And you'll get ostracized for that. And that's okay. The thing about it, when you are allowing yourself to be a yielded vessel, you have to be okay with being ostracized. You have to be okay with that. You're going to have your people that are close to you, and you're going to hold them close. And if people begin to ostracize you, just say, Lord, like, allow me to cling to that which you want me to cling to, which is you. And you will allow those people to continue to be around me, to love me, to encourage me in the visions and the dreams that you've given and blessed me with, the creativity, the imaginative ideas, imagination, if you will, that you blessed me with. Like, there will be people around me to foster that, to encourage that. Versus people that will discourage that if you share it with the wrong people. And a lot of times, because we're human beings, we don't know who the wrong people are. because we're excited about it. We just think that, oh, well, I think these people love me and they care about me, so I'm gonna share it with them. And then you're not gonna get that same zeal or that same fire, that same passion back. You're not gonna get that same thing back that you're giving out to them. And it's gonna hurt your feelings. It's gonna hurt your heart, but you have to stay encouraged. You have to continue to remain encouraged because the Lord gave it to you. He gave it to you. If it was for everybody, he would have given it to everybody. And whoever picked to do it first would be the one that's doing it. But he didn't give it to everybody. He gave it to you. Which leads me to a crazy point of, even if people are raised in the same house, the Lord can still give them different visions. And so just because you're raised in the same house doesn't mean that you will still have the same visions as the other individuals that you're raised in the same house with. Which is why the Lord oftentimes picks one person out of that family to be the person that kind of goes and gets after it and goes and gets it to help out the rest of the family. Why? Because the Lord created a situation and environment that was conducive for the dreams, the creativity, the imagination, the belief to exist so that the person could go and accomplish the thing that they went and did. The Lord does that. We don't get no credit for that. That ain't us. This is why I separate from other people that teach self-development and self-growth, self-improvement. I differ from them because I get every single cue from the scriptures. So with that, that ain't on us. We look to the Spirit of God because we know, according to Romans 8, that with the things it is that we do and that we're able to do, the Spirit enables those things. We don't get no credit for nothing. So even when it comes to trying to encourage other Christians to chase their dreams, to chase the visions that the Lord's given them, to encourage them in that way, again, it goes back to my thesis point of how can we charge Christians for what we've gotten for free, what we've received for free. We receive it for free, but then we go charge somebody for it. That's why I say we need to create businesses. We need to create a business that says, hey, because of what this business does, and because this business is a good business, a solid business, I can take this business to the world and it will stand on its own. This business of this dream that the Lord has given me, it will stand on its own. I don't need to target people that, again, to make it more plain, because sometimes as people's first interaction with me, kind of some of the things that I may say may come off shocking because they've never been heard before. But when you think about it, if an entertainer or a rapper or somebody wants to come out and they want to like make sure that something sells, all they need to do is get a cosign. Everybody knows about cosigns. So they just get a cosign. So now if I am a worldly artist and I hate the Lord, and every single thing that I do, I promote violence, I promote killing, I promote all types of promiscuous sexuality, I promote wild, not getting thrown, getting high, I promote all that stuff. But I want to make a gospel album. Why would I want to make a gospel album? Because all I need to do is say one thing about the Lord, and everybody gonna forget and forgive every single thing it is that I do on a consistent basis. Why do I bring that point up? Because Christians are seen as the most gullible fan base, if you will, the most gullible grouping of people. Because a lot of times people are more religious than they are anything. So it's not a relationship with Christ. It's not a relationship with the Messiah, a love for him, a passion for him. It's more so like, oh, I feel safe when I limit my brain to only think certain, or tell my brain to only think certain types of thoughts. It makes me feel safe to do that because now I have these parameters that I created for myself. I can stay inside these parameters. And so now as I stay inside these parameters and people only know this part of me, because I can't ever open up to anybody, because if I open up to somebody, then they'll actually find out about me. And I want people to find out about me, because if people find out about me, then they will actually love me or care about me. And I want them to love me and care about me. So I got to make sure I put up these parameters around myself. And so now you end up creating an environment where you can only wear a mask. And that mask is not beneficial to you. That mask is not beneficial to the people that you're trying to reach. we have to make sure that what we are doing as it pertains to business is a solid business idea that we can build upon, grow upon, establish, so that as we establish the business idea stands on its own. Again, you're a Christian. When you lead with that, you're leading with kind of one of my favorite artists is Adele. She has a song Easy on Me. Like go easy on me, go easy on me. Like it's kind of like that's what we're saying whenever we kind of like want to boast the Christian label or boast the Black label. It's like go easy on me, go easy on me. It ain't good like it's supposed to be. It ain't quality like it's supposed to be. Go easy on me now. Go easy on me. And you see it all the time, like for people who couldn't cut it in the worldly way, they just come and do it in Christ or do it for the Lord. And now, oh, they're good. They're so good. We love it because out of religiosity, people are just taught to love anything that says Christ on it, even if it's not good. If something is not good, we should be able to say, hey, this isn't quality, or this isn't good, or this isn't as best as it could be, or hey, did you really take your time on this? Is this quality? Like, is this how you want your business to be represented? But you take all of that away as soon as you throw the Christian label on it. As soon as you sell to Christians, you take all of that away. And there is no expectation anymore because now, where's your graciousness, brother or sister? You're not being gracious. You're dishonoring this other brother. You're dishonoring this other sister. Well, nobody wants to talk about how they're dishonoring you by selling you and adding religion to it. Like, no, is this a good product? Is this a good service that can stand on its own? Take your Christian label off of it. Is this a solid product that can stand on its own? If it can't stand on its own, don't put it out there. Now, mind you, because we're going to get into that later on as well, because I used to be a person that was like a perfectionist, so I was like, oh no, it has to be, I'm going to address that as well. So we're not talking perfectionism. We're talking about, do you believe in what you're putting out there? Do you believe that you have an understanding of what it is you're trying to get people to understand? When it comes to website, all that type of stuff, I'm not talking about that stuff, because that's the type of stuff that I would freak out over and perfectionism over and all that type of stuff. Like, I'm not talking about layout. I'm talking about content, service. What are you doing? What are you providing? So say I used the juice example before. If you have a juice company, your juices are bomb, but you don't have good labels. Okay, that's fine. We're talking about no labels. If your juice is the best juice in the state, we ain't talking about no labels. We'll get to the label part later on. Perfectionism will have you stuck holding on to your juices and the world not experiencing your juices because of labels. No. That's perfectionism. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is, are you making sure that your juices are the best juices so that when somebody tastes your juice, they're like, hold on, I have never had juice like this. Hold on, what did you do to this? What did you put in here? You should have people questioning themselves when they experience your product or your service, or they experience you if you are the product or service. So for me, with consulting, I am the service. The knowledge, the expertise that the Lord has given me, the wisdom, the insight, the understanding that He's blessed me with, that's the service. So are people wowed by whatever it is they're getting from you, or are they just, hold on. He just said the same thing that Fifty Such said. He just said that he don't even know what he's talking about. He just parroting something that he heard. Or is it true? Is it genuine? Is it really you? And again, one of the things that I told you guys before about is that if you go and you learn from multiple teachers, you synthesize that and you understand it for yourself, you're already different than them. Because again, even from me, all the business teachers that I learned from, I tell you guys their names, like I let you guys know who these people are, but they're not Christians. So already off top, I'm already different than all of them. For two, some of them, if you will, have some questionable ways that they do things. I'll call it that. They have some flavorful ways that they do things. I wouldn't co-sign for. So that don't come. So it's kind of like one of those things where even in sermons sometimes where I have the philosophy and I have the teaching of take the meat, spit out the bones. Receive the message. Sometimes you have to kind of ignore the messenger a little bit because you want to receive the message. But if you pay too much attention to the messenger, you're going to miss the message. Don't be looking at the messenger. That's why I like preachers that have me looking down at my Bible more than I'm looking up at them. I don't want to see you. I'm looking at you. I want to be looking at my Bible when you're talking to me. I want you to be quoting stuff from the book when you're talking to me. I don't want you talking to me like, you gonna win me over with your personality? And I'm gonna go out and be the same person that I was when I came in. Like, I didn't get better, I didn't improve, I didn't learn anything, I didn't grow. Like, no, I want to be looking at my book, knowing that you're telling me stuff that's in here that will help me to live in more and greater obedience to the Spirit of God that lives within me. Again, that's the Christian context, but I'm bringing all of these things together because when it comes to your business, you need to be that good. And when I call it good, because it's not good, it's just you're submitted to the Spirit with your business. You're submitted to the Spirit with your business. And so with that, it's going to be super important that you're inclined to what the Spirit of God is teaching you, how the Spirit of God is leading you, what he's telling you to do, what he's telling you to not do, what he's telling you to stay away from, how he's directing you, how he's guiding you, all those things. You have to pay close attention to those things because he's going to tell you exactly what it is that you need versus what it is you want. And I'll tell you guys this from experience because of the fact that there are businesses that I wanted to do that the Lord was like, no, you're not doing that. You're doing this. And I'm like, but Lord, like, I know more about this and I'm even better at this. Son, that ain't what I'm having you do. I'm having you do this. Hold on, but if you understand that fight and that wrestle where it's like, but Lord, but this is my expertise. Like, son, that ain't what I got you doing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me sit my tail down. Let me sit my tail down. Go back to the drawing board and do what you told me to do, not what I wanted to do. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's my fault. You was clear. You were clear in your instructions about what it is that you had me doing, what it is you want to be doing. I wanted to do what I thought I was good at. But guess what? He ain't get no glory out of that. He gets glory when we ain't good at it. When it's not our best thing. When it's not the number one thing that, like, if you will receive preeminence in our lives. Like, we would get glory out of that because we spent so much time learning it and doing it and kind of putting all the pieces together. We get the glory. He doesn't share his glory with another. That means idols, and that means you and me. He ain't sharing his glory. That's a good thing, though, because when it comes to our businesses, it's all about us glorifying him in the way that we do business. We ain't got to throw Christian on there. Again, I'm stressing the point of we don't have to throw Christian on there if you live it, if that's who you really are. But again, throwing the Christian mask on there, throwing the black mask on there, go easy on me. Be gentle. Be gentle. I know I'm not good. I know this isn't a quality product. I know this isn't a quality service, but I'm Christian. So you better not say nothing. I'm black and I'm trying. I'm doing my best, but I'm not. But I want you to think I'm doing my best, which is why I want to add these labels to it. So again, we want to take seriously this hard work so that as we take seriously this hard work, it will lead us to a product that we're able to put together because, again, maybe at the end of today or at the top of next week, we're going to be getting into as far as today talking about the result that we're actually going to be getting the avatar that we've been kind of designing, constructing, and we're also going to be getting into what's going to be a part of our offer. So the offer part comes after knowing what end result you can actually get them, because now all we're doing is what is called reverse engineering. We're starting with where we can take them and where we can get them, and we're saying, okay, what are the necessary components for them to actually get there? So we start off with where we can actually get a person, with what a result we can actually do. This works no matter what industry you're in. So again, I talked about the juicing example because I do understand that we do have other consultants, we do have other business owners that kind of consult with businesses or talk with businesses or even help people as far as having an entrepreneurial mind or coaches or whatever the case may be. But even when it's a service-based business, you have to separate yourself. You have to be able to present yourself in a way that nobody else can present themselves. With that being said, with your question of rebranding, I hope that was like a full answer around the rebranding. Yes, it is absolutely imperative that you do rebrand, because when you are going back to the drawing board to understand where it is that the Lord wants you to be, he's going to affirm some things and he's going to point you in a new direction on some things, but you have to think these thoughts in order to be led by his Spirit in the direction it is that you need to be thinking. Make sense? And then we have, and I've been missing the chat. All right, so Holy Spirit kind of wrecked me with the revelation this week of doing things in willing obedience being a prerequisite for the blessing of our desires. I thought I was doing well with being obedient with the things He has me in outside of the vision He has given us, but I didn't have the willingness, which translates to my heart posture, and all sin leads. It comes from the heart. Like, it's all about heart. So two people can do the same exact thing, and then it's sin for one and not for the other. It comes from the heart. So what is the heart posture? So I'm glad you shared that. That's so good. So this is in regard to the comment of doing well at the 9 to 5 too. But I changed from the 9 to 5 too to the 9 to 5 first. Because remember, you got to be thankful to the Lord for the 9 to 5, because the 9 to 5 provides enough for you to still be afloat so that you can dream. I know some people, their 9 to 5 doesn't produce enough for them to have a dream. They're too wrecked from their 9 to 5 to where once they get off from that 9 to 5, I just want to lay down. I just want to lay down. I just want to lay down. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to think nothing. I don't want to say nothing. I don't want nobody talking to me. I just want to lay down. It's a blessing and favor from the Lord that you have energy after your 9 to 5 to dream. It is a blessing and a favor from the Lord that you have energy to dream and have visions after your 9 to 5, even if you have a grueling 9 to 5. I told y'all before that I was working in a warehouse, dreaming in the warehouse, talking to my coworkers about my dream in the warehouse. I'm not saying that for me because I'm great or anything like that. I'm saying it because the dream ain't coming from me. I should have been dead, dog tired. Because I'm the same way at the 9 to 5 doing more work than my coworkers because of the fact that they want to go and get high in the parking lot. And they want to leave early because we don't have no manager or somebody watching our every move. So they leaving for hours at a time. And I'm still making sure that the work gets done because it's just who I am on the inside. So I'm working harder than them, but we getting paid the same thing. They're not even here at the job and they still getting paid the same thing as me. But I wasn't working for them, y'all. I wasn't working for the company either. Somebody will get it. Somebody will get it. Your 9 to 5 ain't for your 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 is unto the Lord. We miss that because we want to be entrepreneurial outside the 9 to 5 so quick because everybody talking about that on social media. Everybody talking about on social media. Leave your 9 to 5, your 9 to 5 trash. Don't do no 9 to 5. Only lame people do 9 to 5. What? Where do we get off? Disrespecting a job that provides income for the responsibilities that we have as adults. Where did it come from? And they'll teach you to gamble. Y'all got to remember, I've seen a whole lot in this industry. And when I say industry, I mean like it's so many industries that I've seen it in. And that works when somebody wants to, this is the underlying. So whether it's in the Christian realm, as far as inside the church, conventions, entertainment, whatever it is, or if it's in the world, the only reason why that works is because they're trying to sell you something. So now they can get you to have a certain perspective because there is a sale. There is something that they're expecting from you in exchange for the new way that they want you to think about things. If that were not the case, they wouldn't be telling you to think these thoughts that don't make any sense. But there's a sale at the end of it for them. So you have to be aware that we have to be prudent. One of the big things that will have to transition and take place in many people's lives is going from a consumer to a producer, which is a very easy thing to understand, but it's harder to actually do. And most people will not teach you this. Why? Because that means that you won't be on social media like liking their stuff and consuming their content and doing all that stuff if they tell you to be a producer and not a consumer. They want you to continue being a consumer. I don't want people to be a consumer. I want people to go out and produce. Go do something. Go make a difference somewhere. Go make an impact somewhere. Go do something. I want people to be producers. That's not conducive If the business model is saying, hey, I gotta sell these people, I gotta sell these people something, so I need them like attached to their phone and feel like they gotta have it in their hand at all times. I need them to get them dopamine hits. They gotta have it. That's conducive for them. That's not conducive for you. Because every time you pick it up, guess what? It's something else that you could buy. It's something else that you could buy. It's something else that you can buy. It's something else that you can buy. I kid you not, y'all. I had to block them. It's a Christian bookstore. I kid you not. They send me more spam. Oh, today we'll do free shipping. Today, if you we'll take 35% off. Everybody's trying to sell something. Everybody's trying to sell something. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Why am I bringing all this up? It's going to be imperative that we are individuals who are not being sold on things, but either we are individuals that are producing things or we're individuals that are protecting our space. By protecting your space, I mean, you're taking in and you're consuming those things that are necessary for you. And then you're leaving those other things wherever it is that they are, because they're not beneficial for you. They're not conducive for you. They're not helping you to get to where it is that you want to go. I'll tell you guys about this. So stoicism. So it's something that you kind of look into. There are versions of stoicism that I enjoy and that I like because it allows you to kind of detox, if you will. And so with these detoxes, you're keeping your body from responding to dopamine in the way that it naturally does, because you're controlling the amount of dopamine that you take in. What does that mean? It kind of looks like you controlling the amount of content that you consume by being intentional about the content that you consume. For me, what that looks like is having timers on my phone. So I literally got timers on my phone. So when it comes to social media, I literally have a 15 minutes that I can be on social media out of a whole day. And when it's done, it's a thing that pop up on my phone, say your time is like it's a message that your time is up for the day. And that's it. It's like, okay, well, whatever social media content I got in for that day that I was able to consume, that's it. That's it. And some days I don't even hit all my content levels because it's just like you'll realize like you're not even desiring it as much as you feel like you were impulsively desiring it before. Those things are absolutely necessary when you have a vision, when you have a dream, because what will happen is, pay attention, y'all, to this part. Your dream will get deterred by other things that you see. So you'll see what somebody else is doing. You'll see what somebody else is saying. You'll see how somebody else is doing it. You'll see somebody else's results, and you'll say, oh, I need to add that. I need to do that. Or, oh, that's the piece that I'm missing. Or that's the thing that, no, it's not. No, it's just stay in your lane. Do the things that the Lord has called you to do, and you good. But what happens is, because of these different dopamine hits that we get distracted, we get sidetracked, and we get kind of going all these different places versus the direction that we need to be in. Which leads us to, because again, all that came from understanding the importance of branding and how branding needs to be consistent. And with that, the importance of rebranding when you're understanding what it is that you're going to be doing, not only how it is that you're going to be doing it and implementing it. So hopefully that fully answers that question. And then boom, 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 especially my husband, boom, 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 man, I ignore my timeline. I ignore my timeline every day. Hey, I'm telling you, it be like that sometimes. How much marketing do you do on social media? So yeah, when it comes to social media, for me, I will do organic things. So the same, or like when I tell you, I'm giving y'all literally the game, like so every single thing that I do. But then also there are ways in which there are paid advertising that I do, but those are specifically and strategically placed. So for my targeting, I'm literally strategically targeting people that have a certain level of capital, because of the nature
of your 15 minutes. That's what I was getting at. Is that within your 15 minutes?
Yes, that ends up being a part of my 15 minutes. So say, for example, if I go and check how something is performing, that's a part of my 15 minutes. If that's literally a part of my 15 minutes. That's why it's super important. And again, you ain't got to do a 15-minute. I feel like I'm extreme. I do understand I'm an extreme person. I do understand that about myself. So let me just tell y'all that. Let me tell y'all that I know that about me. I'm an extreme person. You know what I'm saying? 15 minutes for me, I need to limit myself to 15 minutes. I don't need no more than 15 minutes. I'm good. I need to get back to whatever it was I was doing. 15 minutes is good for me. That's enough for me. I don't need no more than 15 minutes. And so I do understand that about myself. So I don't want you guys to put unrealistic expectations on yourself. But even if you're weaning yourself, say, for example, if you're like a 2-hour a day person, Okay, let's cut that down. And let's do something productive in those times that you would have your phone out just scrolling. One of the first things that I tell Christians to start with, so it's different for business owners that I'll tell them, but the first thing I tell Christians to start with is the time that you're putting your phone down, pick your Bible up. So pick your Bible up in the time that you would have been scrolling. So it becomes a version of a fast, because what fasting is pushing something away that you thought was so necessary for your soul. And you're actually giving your soul what your soul really needs. That's what fasting is. You thought your soul needed something else. You thought your soul needed this bread. You thought your soul needed this water. You thought your soul needed that dopamine. You thought your body needed those things released inside of them. Inside of it, it didn't. What it needed the Lord to massage your heart. That's what it needed. Because again, the reason why we keep going back is because, like I used the crude example before, as far as with the drug, you keep pulling me back. I keep trying to not to have it, but it keep coming back. Well, why? Because we become fiends. We become fully functional, fully operating fiends. In the same way that you have fully functional and fully, as far as being able to operate with alcoholism, with being high, all those things, people learn how to cope with the problem versus actually addressing it and getting rid of the problem. So with that, so how much marketing? Boom. So that answers that question as far as, so that's a part of my 15 minutes. So checking in on ads as far as how ads are performing. Now, because of when I set my ads up, I set my ads up from the computer, so it doesn't have that same time limit. But as far as me being on social media and my phone, then it does have that time limit on my phone. So so when I'm checking in on my ads or how they're performing, it's gonna be timed. That's gonna be time limit. So I'm very strict on my time limit. So once that time limit hits, it's like, man, it is what it is at that point. I see it tomorrow. And if it don't show me tomorrow, I wasn't supposed to see it. So it's usually hit or miss with certain things. But usually because of the types of accounts that I follow, like they keep me up to date on like all of the latest things. And then because of the fact that I'm a trader, I know like what's going on in the world because of the financial sector. So it's like I'm never like out of the loop. So sometimes people can do this detox and they'll just be completely unaware of everything that's going on in the world. It's like I actually find out things like even more quickly because they affect the financial world before they affect like kind of normal people's worlds or people who aren't paying attention to those things in a very detailed way before it affects them. So with that being said, I do want us to go ahead and hop into today. Oh man, whoa, I did not realize that much time went by. What in the world? And y'all ain't say, listen, y'all ain't say nothing to me at all. Y'all ain't say nothing at all. What in the world? Oh man. He's talking about that cuts off you off at your time limit, set your limit, and then the app deactivates until the next day. See, okay, as long as it's beneficial, then that's good. Because that's what I always want these conversations to be. Because what I wanted to go over was what is it? Because this is going to be you guys' homework. So I kind of get into that. But thanks T for that recommendation. That app. So JOMO. As far as an app for you guys to use to set your time limits. Also inside your phone and your settings, you can set time limits. So so please oh, joy of missing out. That is beautiful. Whoa. Wow. Instead of FOMO, it's JOMO. Okay. That's what's up. Okay. So definitely download that app or kind of just go to your phone settings and do that so that you guys can benefit in those ways. Because again, I'm telling you, it's going to help your productivity as far as for you to be able to get the things done that we need to get done, as far as to receive. Because again, that's what we're doing. We're receiving from the Lord. Receive that blessing, that favor from the Lord, where the Lord says, well done, my servant. Like I'm honoring the work that you've done and work that you've put in these financial ways so that you now may, if you will, graduate or leave the 9 to 5 and work on this now full time because of the stewardship that you've shown with your 9 to 5. Hopefully this is all making sense to everyone. Again, the Lord does what he does in his timing, and he will guide us in and through that so that he is the one that gets the glory out of it. But one of the things first that I wanted us to get into with that is that I want you guys to think about whatever product service it is that you're doing, that you're using, or as far as that you want people to use, or whatever it is that you're offering. I want you guys to think of it through the lens of what are you going to help people to do? Like, what do people get from working with you? What do people get from your product? What do people get? Like, what is the actual thing? I know we talked before as far as about the difference between a product or a service, as far as if you actually give somebody a literal thing that they actually receive on their person versus a service where they are receiving something from you, whether that be digitally, whether that be information, whether that be an understanding, whether that be a breakthrough mentally, or whatever the case may be, they're receiving. So what is that people are receiving from you? What is that people want from you? And before I continue talking about that piece, does everybody understand when I say people come to you to get something from you in exchange for money? What is it that they want from you that they'd be willing to exchange money for? That's what we're talking about. Is everybody clear about that piece? Boom. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so and just for everybody that's watching this video as a replay, that's gonna watch this video later as a replay, for the Jomo app is a $2 a month charge for it. So just be aware of that. But again, you're getting time back. So thanks for that update about that, T. Appreciate that.
I'm looking into your question a little bit, probably like a couple of months ago. Just looking at some different YouTube accounts that talk about this kind of thing. So I haven't put any of that thought to our podcast, but from the photography standpoint, they had me thinking about this a little differently when I was building my website. Talking about people wanting to actually see the product and not necessarily what it is you do. And he was talking about how a lot of times people confuse like what they do as the product and not what people actually receive, like you saying. So I was thinking, okay, I'm giving people pictures. But what he had me thinking about, I just put my website up here. What he had me thinking about it in a different way was, now on my site, I tell people that they can expect magazine quality, shoot planning, luxury service, and quality heirlooms. So that's
experience.
So I haven't even thought about that from the standpoint of like the podcast. And even hearing you talk, I feel like I need to go back and revisit that for the photography standpoint too. It could probably be a little bit more dialed in with that.
And I kid you not, it's gonna seem counterintuitive when I say this. The more dialed in you get, the more you think that you're gonna repel people. You're not. You're just gonna be attracting all the more your ideal client. The more dialed in you get, you're going to be attracting the exact right people that you want. The exact right people that you want. You're not going to deal with price hagglers. Oh, can you cut me a favor? Oh, you got a discount. Oh, you're going to have a Black Friday sale. Oh, you got an end of year sale. Oh, you got a top of the year sale. Oh, you got a Valentine's Day sale. Like, you ain't going to deal with none of that. Because remember, again, we're Christians, but we're talking about business. At the end of the day, we're talking about business. At the beginning of the day, we're talking about business. Like, this is a business. You can't run a business off of sales. Sales, but not sales. Making sales at the full price of what it is that you're delivering them, the experience that you're giving them. Not off of, oh, I got this discount for you and this discount for you, this discount for you. Because guess what? You're going to feed the desire in people for a discount. And guess when they're going to come to you? When they're expecting a discount. At holidays, at Black Friday time, at the end of the year, at the top of the year. That's the only time they're going to come. They're not going to come to you for their anniversary. They're not going to come to you for their kids' graduation. They're not going to come to you for the kid's birthday party because, man, I don't get no discount at that time. But for the Christmas end of the year photos, we get discount at that time. So we'll go at that time, and you'll find out your calendar is overbooked. So now you're not receiving your full value, and you're overworked at that time because they came for the sale. They came for the discount. So now you stressed out and you're not even getting paid what you worth for being stressed out. Why do that to yourself? Watch this. What I'm talking about is next level thinking, because the type of clients that I'm telling you that you're going to draw fly you out for shoots. They see your work and they say, how much is it to have you come and shoot for us? This is not a game. It's not a joke. Like, that's what we create when you are a Christian business owner. When you think about it through the lens of what's truly possible. No, my quality of work is this level. And because it is this level, people ask me to come to them. They pay me to come. They pay for my flight. They pay for my stay for me to come to them because of the quality that I produce. These are the opportunities that we have as Christians, but a lot of times we want to go for what's called the low-hanging fruit. Oh, just bow for me because I'm a Christian. Oh, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. Oh, I'm black. Oh, it's low-hanging fruit. It really is. And for me, whenever we do that, like, it just grieves my heart. Again, I told y'all I'm different, so I understand my sensitivities are different, but these are biblical sensitivities. So when we do this stuff to Christians, I'm like, you do know this is wrong, right? You're actually robbing these people because you're not providing them what they should be getting for what they paying. They shouldn't pay for this. You should be doing these for free. Like, if you're a bad photographer, you should be doing these photos for free, getting your experience up because you don't know what you're doing. Like, you charge people these photos, and these photos got blurred, got your fingerprint on the thing, and got to you charge people for this. This ain't quality. Oh, I'm a Christian. I'm black. It's so many ways to do it, you guys. And when I tell you that once you get dialed in on who you're trying to reach, there is an open ocean. There is an abundance of people that meet the qualifications of what it is that who it is that you're looking to serve. Right now, because you've never experienced it, it's going to seem counterintuitive. Like, hold on, man, it's not going to be enough people because I've never met these people. I've never seen these people in my real life. I've never seen these people in my day-to-day. So, man, it can't be that many people. It can't be enough people for me to have a business out of this. Put that to rest. It is. It's more than enough. It's more than enough. There's so many people out here that want what it is that you are creating or have created already, as long as you're good in quality and you dedicate yourself to the craft of it. And the thing is, it can be something that the Lord put on your heart that you might not even be as good at yet. Guess what you need to do? Do it for free for people and get better at it and get better at it and get better at it and get better at it. And then guess what? Over time, you're like, hold on. Like, man, I'm actually better than this other person that charges such and such and such now. And now you built such goodwill with so many people because you're doing it for free in order to sharpen your tools, in order to equip yourself, in order to actually be as good as you're supposed to be. Now you have goodwill with those individuals, and now those individuals actually want to buy from you because you've already equipped them with what it is that you've learned how to do with them for free. Again, there's so many ways to do business. And when I tell you these thoughts just be bubbling out of my mind, like, it's so many ways to do business. It's not one size fits all. That's why business consulting exists. That's why the reason why when people have me, I kid you not, I will consult with somebody that make more money than me. And they asking me how to make more money. And I'm like, but you make more money than me. So how do I have the answers how do I have the answers for your business? And I'm not making what you're making. But a lot of times it's because of the fact I don't want people's workload. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't want that workload. I want to help people. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy spending time. Like, that's it for me. Like, I told y'all before, I don't care about money. I don't need money like that. Like, I enjoy what I do. Like, and when you enjoy what you do, you view life differently. Like, because you enjoy waking up in the morning. It's not like, oh, the alarm clock. I'm like, oh man, it's 5:21. All right, let's get at it. Like, okay, cool. Like, let's do it. You enjoy it. Like, and so it's different. And so I want that for other Christians as well. Like, I want Christians to have the joy of the Lord being their wake up, because, like, man, I'm so joyous in the Lord, not because I got it, but even before I get it, with the dreams that he's given me about it and about what it can be in the future, because it's from that place that you can truly enjoy it because of the fact that you appreciated it before it came. So with that, you got to understand, and this all came from knowing what it is that you're giving people. So what you just described, Anthony, is like you're giving them an experience. That's an experience. The experience that they get with the AR experience is completely different than any other person's experience. They can't go anywhere else and get the AR experience because it's you. You crafted it. You thought about every single piece of the shoot. You thought about every single opportunity that exists for this shoot to make it an experience. As a result of that, what you're able to do is produce quality, if you will, a quality service for people that they can't go and get anywhere else. Even if they can go and get photos other places, it's kind of like real estate. Like, you know how, because it was a lady that like went viral, like I forget like how it happened, but basically she was a person, she would buy these like super crazy gifts for the people that she sold houses to. Only reason I bring this up because I ended up finding out she was a Christian, so I'm like, this is what we supposed to be doing.
Terica Lynn Smith.
What is it?
Are you talking about Terica Lynn Smith? Are you
I
talking
don't
about her?
know her name. I have no idea what her name, but I'll tell you what it was that I saw. So basically, she buys these like at least about $5,000 worth of gifts for like her clients for their welcome. And people are like, why are you giving your whole commission check back to the client? That doesn't make any sense. She's like, I give the client what I would want if I was in a situation. Or so it'd be stuff like a step ladder. So it feels like, because the one that I saw was a single woman that had purchased a home. And so she got her like a step ladder, some tools for doing small things around the house. Like she got her a TV because kind of find out the lady's TV broke during her move. And so she didn't have a TV. And so all of those things, she was just like, she very considerate. Again, Philippians 2, consider others as higher than yourself. Esteem others higher than you. If you do that, it's going to come out in the work that you do. Like, so when she does this, unbelievers are watching these videos like, man, this is dumb. Why is this going viral? Like, she's spending her whole commission back on the client. But then one of the things that ends up happening from that is, guess what people do when they have that type of experience? They go and tell everybody. They 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 tell everybody. And guess what? People that have money know other people that what? Have money. People that buy houses know what? Other people that buy houses. What? How is she losing by serving? How do you lose serving? All right, I'm coming down. I'm coming down. All right. So you got to know what it is that you do. What are people coming to you for? What are they looking to experience? What are they looking to get? What are they looking to get from you? Because when you understand and when you know what it is that people are looking to get from you, you're then able to exceed their expectations. So you take the ideas about what it is that they're expecting from you and you exceed them. What are they expecting from you? Overshoot, over deliver, over give them what it is that they're expecting. So make sure that you guys are doing that. So that's one of the things, that's what you guys have for your homework assignment. So what we're going to do next week is, as you guys do that and we talk about that, so in school, kind of do the same thing that you guys have been doing, and we'll interact around what it is that you guys are seeing, what it is that you guys are coming up with as it pertains to that. And what I'll do is actually come up with a different thread just for like homework questions and answers so that I can kind of see them more quickly. So I'll come up with a different thread for it, as far as for you guys to leave your homework assignments there, or interactions around homework assignments or homework questions, whatever the case may be. We'll do it on, I'll create a thread that's just for homework so that we can talk about it there. But I want you guys to think about, what do you deliver? Like, what do you do? Like, what are people coming to you for? What are they willing to pay you for? And that's you guys' homework for this week. And think about it through the lens, like think about it through multiple lenses. So even if I go back to your photography example, so not just the photography, but also the experience, also as far as the memories, like think of it through all of the ways that you can describe it, all of the ways in which you can understand it. Because sometimes people want things like that, but then they also want video of it. So it's like, now your experience really becomes an experience. Now you may be working with the creator. Like, so now you're working with a content creator that's flying you out, And so now they want the full experience. So they don't just want the pictures, but they want cell phone footage, pictures of the actual camera shots being taken. They want actual video record. They want all of that. So now, what does that look like for the AR experience? So again, thinking outside, like, so these are the things that I do, like with businesses on a consistent basis, is getting them to think outside the box and to go get what they're leaving on the table. Because now, one of the things that I learned from Russell Brunson is that you always want to offer something else. There always needs to be something else. So if you have a so for a photo shoot, you know what I'm saying, $500 photo shoot, whatever case, okay, there needs to be a $1,000 photo shoot as well. There needs to be a $2,500 photo shoot as well. There needs to be a $5,000 photo shoot as well. There needs to be, like, use your imagination at what, like, if somebody used their imagination to create an experience, how expensive can a photo shoot be? What is the most expensive that a photo shoot can be? Because when you think through the lens of what is the most expensive that a photo shoot can be, and you're willing to get somebody to pay that, guess what they just did? They just paid for you to go and create what they want. Can't make this up, y'all. When you decide to use your creativity to create the highest tier of experience, the person who decides to buy that has now purchased the ability for you to do that in the future. So now, guess what is a consistent offering for you now? For free for you, because somebody paid for it for the first time. So once that somebody pays for it for the first time, they completely covered all of your expenses to buy whatever equipment it was that you needed to get, or whatever type of setup it is you need to get in order to provide that experience. They done covered it for you already now. All right, that's our time for today, y'all. But this is how clear, again, when the Lord gives you these things, y'all, like, you can't stop. When them wheels get to spinning, they keep going and they keep going. Oh, but then, oh, but what about this? But then, listen, let him do his work. When he doing that work, like, just ask for like some time. As far as, like, you know what I'm saying, if he's giving it to you at a particular time, most of the time for me, like, it's at night. Like, he gives me mine at night. So it may be different for everybody. Sometimes it'll be really early in the morning as well. Oftentimes it's when I early in the morning as well, when I get back from my early morning workout. So it's kind of like one of them things where it's just like, whenever he gives it to you, be ready. Just be ready. Oh, a voice note. I'm huge on voice notes. I got like 8 gigs worth of voice notes in my phone. When it comes, listen, just be ready. Just be ready. Just make your heart sensitive to what it is that he's putting on your heart. And so that you can actually respond to it and do what it is that he's leading you to do. Because again, when he's leading you to do it, he's gonna bring that thing to fruition. He's gonna make it happen. And again, it's not to us, but to your name, oh Lord, we give glory. These are his ventures. These are the things that he does. He gives us these business insights because the wealth is literally laying out there and it's stored up for the righteous. Like, there's wealth that is out there for righteous people, but instead we want to just take money from other Christians. And I've never understood that concept. Let's not do that. Let's really challenge ourselves to be great at what it is that we do, so that we're one of one. We're literally one of one. So, boom, boom, boom.